Welcome to the Ant-Man channel here on this Monday, the 24th of June, 2013. And I'm probably going to change this. I'm probably going to get another channel. I'm going to name it like Reading, because that's more like that's more, then you'll know what you're getting yourself into clicking on these videos, because I read you the news, but I also tell you that you could go and look at it for yourself. Like, I have an article here from infowars.com. It's under top stories if you want to go check it out. It's Pardon Edward Snowden. Petition reaches threshold for White House response. I actually just signed it. And I just watched the video here of Assange. He's talking about Snowden and how Obama's, criminalizing whistleblowers and this and that. And then all this morning I'm hearing the mainstream media saying that, he's being granted asylum and all this stuff, and it's like, yeah, well, it's like, it's other countries see it as rude, man. Like, you're trying to get somebody for telling the people the truth about how the government spies on you, like that. What? Like, okay, see, if you didn't realize that the government's corrupt, then this should probably open your eyes, because they're trying to criminalize a guy who told you that the NSA is surveillancing everything you do. Like, it's pretty crazy. But anyways, I'll just read this article. It's Steve Watson, and let's see. Obama administration will again be forced to address NSA spying revelations. This is pretty crazy what's going on here. And Edward Snowden, he left behind a lot of things to do what he did. He had a girlfriend. He had a really high-paying job. Well, to me, that's good money. And he did that to do the right thing. So what are you willing to give, to do the right thing sometimes, man? That's ridiculous. Like, that's why I stopped being an EMT, because there's a certain line where you don't tell me to do something that I'm not comfortable with or that I totally feel gross about doing. I'm not going to do it. Like, and then I'm against the status quo, or I'm against the politically correct. And then, and then they try to get rid of you because it's like, shh, you need to stop that, A petition calling for the pardon of NSA whistleblower Edward Snowden has surpassed the threshold set by the White House for an official response on the matter. The petition, titled simply Pardon Edward Snowden, states, Edward Snowden is a national hero and should be immediately issued a full, free, and absolute pardon for any crimes he has committed or may have committed related to blowing the whistle on secret NSA surveillance programs. It was posted to the whitehouse.org website on June 9th, and within 2 weeks has easily reached over 111,000 signatures, meaning that the Obama administration will be required to issue a formal response. Back in January, the Obama administration raised the threshold for the number of signatures needed on petitions before they deemed to merit a response. The White House decided to quadruple the number of signatures required from 25,000 to 100,000 on its We the People website, after a surge in its popularity saw the number of users more than double in the last 2 months of 2012. Nevertheless, the Pardon Snowden petition has still sailed past the new threshold following sustained media attention and debate on the treatment of the man many are either calling a hero or a traitor. A similar petition started by InfoWars demanding the resignation of the president over NSA wiretapping revelations and the violation of the Fourth Amendment has surpassed the old threshold, but still requires a significant number of signatures before July 7th in order to trigger a White House response. Please sign the petition if you have not. If you haven't done, you could do. There's all kinds of links right here too. This is a good article. You should go and be a part of this, because you have a voice. You have a choice, and that is to stand up for what your rights are, your unalienable rights. You have the right to say you're not allowed to spy on me. Come on, that's not allowed to do that, but they do it anyway, and I'm not afraid of them. They're probably doing it to me right now, but I'm just like, whatever, I'm not gonna cower to you watching me. Let's see. Today, Snowden hit yet more headlines after failing to show up on the flight from Moscow to Havana. The whistleblower was expected to take the trip and eventually end up in Ecuador, but seemingly gave journalists the slip as a way of staying undetected. Immediate fears that Snowden had been seized by Russian authorities as the behest of the U.S. government were somewhat allayed by a statement from WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. According to Assange himself, afforded sanctuary by Ecuador, Snowden is healthy and safe and waiting to hear whether he'll receive asylum in the country. Assange told reporters that Snowden's application for asylum was being carefully considered by the Prime Minister of Ecuador and that the whistleblower had possibly also submitted to other countries. The U.S. State Department had issued a directive to several nations warning them not to take Snowden in. Today we have seen a range of extreme bellicose statements from the U.S. administration attempting to bully Russia and other nations from facilitating Mr. Snowden's asylum. Assange said in a phone call from the embassy in London that he has been unable to leave for a year. Every person has the right to seek and receive political asylum. It is counterproductive and unacceptable for the Obama administration to try and interfere with those rights. He added, it reflects poorly on the U.S. administration, and no self-respecting country would submit to such interference or bullying. This morning, the U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry called Edward Snowden a traitor. Assange continued, Edward Snowden is not a traitor. He is not a spy. He is a whistleblower who has told the public an important truth. The Obama administration was not given a mandate by the people of the United States to hack and spy upon the entire world, to breach the U.S. Constitution and the laws of other nations in the manner it has, he said. To now attempt to violate the international asylum law by calling for the rendition of Edward Snowden further demonstrates the breakdown of the rule of law by the Obama administration. The Obama administration has instituted one of the most extreme, under-the-radar crackdowns on dissenters and whistleblowers in history. Whoa, that is a profound statement. If you're really listening, that is a profound statement, though. It is a well-documented fact that Attorney General Eric Holder, Obama's top Justice Department official, has prosecuted more whistleblowers under the Espionage Act during his tenure than all of his predecessors combined. The ongoing case of Bradley Manning has provided the exclamation point on this vicious crackdown. In a very informative piece back in September, London Guardian journalist Glenn Greenwald, the man who broke the Snowden revelations, noted, in 2008, candidate Obama hailed whistleblowing as acts of courage and patriotism, which should be encouraged rather than stifled as they have been during the Bush administration. President Obama, however, has waged the most aggressive and vindictive assault on whistleblowers of any president in American history, Greenwald clarifies. In addition, as journalist Peter von Buren has pointed out, Obama's zeal is silencing leaks that don't make him look like a superhero, extends beyond the deployment of the Espionage Act into a complex legal tangle of retaliatory practices, life-destroying threats, on-the-job harassment, and firings, lots of firings. In addition to secret warrantless spying, at the heart of Obama's war on whistleblowers is protection of his continued undeclared and unauthorized secret drone war. The revelation last week that Rolling Stone journalist Michael Hastings was working on a story about the CIA before his death and had contacted a WikiLeaks lawyer about being under investigation by the FBI hours before his car exploded into flames has bolstered increasingly valid claims that the 33-year-old was also targeted as part of the crackdown on those who are intent on exposing government secrets. Before his suspicious death, Hastings had been all over the alternative and national media talking about Obama's war on the press. That is crazy, you guys. If you guys are listening to this, this is some crazy 1984, past 1984 stuff right here. I haven't even read 1984. My friend owns it, and I see it on his desk all the time, and I look through it, and I know what it's about. But it's like, yeah, like Obama, man, with his technology and all this, man, he is like crazy, man. Like, man, this guy has, I don't know, man. I don't really care, but I know that I should, because some people say I have nothing to hide, you know. That's like what is that, the new cop-out? Is that the new, is that what they say these days? But anyway, I just don't feel fine with that. Just being that satisfied with what I have. You know, like okay, yeah, I have the Fourth Amendment and all that, and the First Amendment and all those amendments that are good, but you know that it is bullying. They're pushing you around to see what you put up with, and they'll disappear you. If you're someone like me, I'm nobody. I'm small fry. They don't come after me. Nobody even watches this compared to like, you know, some of these guys that talk. You know, like the Rolling Stones guy. This guy's dead. He's dead now, and you know that could be any one of us that talk about this stuff, man. I shouldn't be talking about some stuff. I mean, I don't say certain stuff because it is bad. You know, like I shouldn't say it because I know some stuff, man, and it's not stuff that you just want to say like that. And you know, that's the kind of stuff that they get on you for. And it's don't make yourself an easy target. You know, be you know be wise about this stuff, this kind of information. The transparency that you show people should be based on your trust in them, you know, and your confidence in them. You know that you know them and that they understand what you're saying. Because if you're saying this stuff around people who get mad that you're telling them the truth and that they want to silence you and they want to go along with what's going on and they think it's safe and it's going to be all right, those people are going to come against you and they're going to be, you know, you're going to be set apart. But I hope God's with you and that he'll, you know, that you could glorify his name by, you know, him using you for doing something right, man, and have trust in him, because that's what's going to get us through this, and that's what's going to get us back to our, you know, what we should be, you know. But you know, it just all starts with a choice, man, every day, to increase, you know, not in ourselves but in Christ, and love one another, man, and have compassion. And you know, nobody comes out and says that kind of stuff, but it's the truth, man. Don't be a hater. If you're gonna hate evil, you know. But all right, I'm just gonna end this. I'm probably gonna start a new channel, so stay tuned or whatever. I'll let you know. Yeah.